Boston Red Sox have had a really bad year defensively, and hopefully these new changes can put an end to that. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin, and currently the Boston Red Sox have one of the worst defensive runs saved in all of baseball. They are currently the 5th worst team in terms of defensive runs saved in the entire league, leading only the Athletics, the Nationals, the Royals, and the Cardinals. Everyone else has had a better year defensively in terms of defensive runs saved than the Boston Red Sox, but yesterday it looks like they are finally trying to put an end to the defensive woes of this Red Sox team, and they made some pretty big announcements as well as some pretty big changes to this Red Sox staff. So what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to break down this latest Red Sox announcement, how it's going to affect the defense on this Red Sox team. We're also going to be talking about how it's going to affect the rest of the 2023 season and what it could mean for the future of the Boston Red Sox. But before we get into that, just a heads up, for those of you who do not know, we are going to be live tonight on this channel at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Yes, we're going to be watching the Red Sox take on the Rockies, but we're also going to be using this time as a bit of a Red Sox Nation therapy session, right? We're going to be ranting about the current state of the Red Sox. We're going to be talking about what this means for the future of the Red Sox. We're going to be going over everything in this live stream. So if you haven't been to one yet, this may be the one to go to. Again, it is going to be 7 p.m. Eastern tonight on this channel. Anyways, thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. So like I said before, yet another gut-wrenching loss to one of the worst teams in baseball, the Colorado Rockies, yesterday. The Red Sox announced some pretty big defensive changes that should help this team, at least in the short term, defensively try and get back to a place where they're at the very least league average, right? And the first of those moves was to pull the reins back on Triston Casas a little bit at first base and use Justin Turner more as their everyday first baseman. Now, at first I was really upset by this move. After thinking about it for a while, I'm still concerned about it, but at first I was really upset. And the reason I was really upset about this move off the rip is because Triston Casas is a guy who could be a legitimate piece to this Red Sox team for years to come. It feels like right now, with the way the Red Sox are playing, combined with the competition that is in the AL East and the competition that's just in the AL in general, a lot of fans and supporters of the Red Sox have started to turn their attention towards what this team could look like in 2024 and beyond. Triston Casas, again, could be a really big piece of this, and I would rather him struggle in 2023 and figure everything out this year than carry some of that over into 2024 and beyond, where the Red Sox may be a bit more competitive. That is my first thought with this move. However, taking some time really looking at this, in the short term, this move may make a bit of sense. If the Red Sox are trying to win now and they're trying to turn this season around, at least to a point where they can play winning baseball, Justin Turner at first base could help you do that. He's been great at the plate so far this month, and first base he's not exactly terrible at. Plus, this allows you time to get with Triston Casas, really sit down with him, work on everything one-on-one, either in practice, before or after games and stuff like that, to hopefully get him to a point where he can be a contributor in towards the end of this season and in 2024 and beyond. So if we're talking short term, I don't really hate this decision. Now, I do have some concerns with it though, and they all revolve around Justin Turner. The first is that I don't really know Justin Turner being a real good defensive first baseman, right? He's a good defender in general, but at first base this year, he has had some struggles, and he just has never really been an everyday first baseman before. This could be a bit of an issue because how much are you increasing the defensive ability of this team having Justin Turner at first base? That's my biggest question. The other concern I have with Justin Turner at first base is how important he is to this Red Sox lineup. This Red Sox team has been really poor offensively over the last couple of weeks, but someone who hasn't been poor offensively has been Justin Turner. He's been a huge factor in the Boston Red Sox lineup over their struggles. He's been a guy who, even through struggles, has played consistently well at the plate. He's been hitting the ball all over the place. He's been huge in big moments. Justin Turner has been great offensively for the Red Sox. My fear with him at first base is that the dude's 38 years old, right? Every time you put him out on the field, you're exponentially increasing the likelihood that he gets injured and you lose lose that bat in this lineup. Obviously, Justin Turner is a competent fielder and a guy who grinds every single day, but again, at 38 years old, you're just increasing the probability that he does get injured. So those are my two concerns with this move. My biggest one being, how much does this really improve the Red Sox defense, and what is this going to do for the future of Triston Casas? Because again, this is a guy who should be a piece to this Red Sox team for the next couple of years. I would rather him struggle now and be better in the future than pull him back now and have him continue to struggle in the future. So I'm still not 100% positive on this move overall, but I think again, if you're talking about short-term fixes instead of long-term solutions, this one could work out well. The other move announced by the Boston Red Sox yesterday is that the Red Sox and Alex Cora have decided to officially move Kiké Hernandez off of the starting shortstop role for the Boston Red Sox. Cora mentioned yesterday to the press that the Red Sox are going to be using Kiké Hernandez in more of a utility type role, where he's going to be playing some second base, some outfield spots, and he's going to be getting a little bit of time still at shortstop, but in later halves of games as a pinch hitter for Pablo Reyes. So he's probably not going to be getting too many starts at shortstop going forward. And I think it's about damn time, right? I don't think anyone's going to be disagreeing with this move. I think personally, I think a lot of you guys will agree that this probably should have been made a while ago. And I think the Red Sox did try to quietly do this a while ago, where the Red Sox were really winning and they were starting to take off. They had Yu Chang at shortstop for most of those games. I think that was sort of the idea with Yu Chang at some point this season. But again, Yu Chang gets injured and you kind of ended up back in the same spot with Kiké having to be your everyday shortstop because he didn't really have a ton of other options. Well, it looks like the Red Sox have officially said, okay, enough is enough, Kiké. We've given you time. We realize that you're good defensively at shortstop. You just can't make the throws, right? Of his 13 or 14 errors, every single one of them but one has been on your throws. It's not that Kiké is bad defensively, it's just that he can't throw the baseball, which at some point you can't keep trying to teach, you can't keep trying to adjust, you just gotta move on, and that's exactly what the Red Sox did. So for now, Pablo Reyes is going to be your everyday shortstop, which I guess is fine, right? He's nothing special on the field. He's not a defensive wizard by any means. In fact, he's only played 17 games at the shortstop position, where he has a league average 0 defensive runs saved, but right now for this Red Sox team, league average is much better than what you were getting just a couple of weeks ago. So in my opinion, yeah, this move makes a ton of sense. One thing that Cora did mention when talking about what Pablo Reyes' role was going to be going forward was that they didn't really see him in an everyday role, which is interesting because who else are you going to play at shortstop if you're not going to have Kiké at shortstop and you're not going to have Pablo Reyes in an everyday role? Plus, Alex Cora said they did want to try and avoid Christian Arroyo at shortstop, so who do you go to? I think for right now, it's going to be Pablo Reyes more than it's going to be anyone else. What I think Alex Cora was hinting at there is that when Yu Chang comes back, shortstop is his position to play, right? Yu Chang has been kind of set back a couple of times now with his rehab assignments, both due to a bit of soreness in his wrist. So once he gets going and once he can figure out how to get back to this Red Sox team, I think Yu Chang officially takes over shortstop for the Boston Red Sox. That is at least until Trevor Story is ready to go, which, by the way, was announced that he should be back sometime in July as a DH option for the Red Sox, but he won't be able to play the field until at least August. So you're probably trying to patchwork shortstop until Trevor Story can come back in August. And right now, it looks like Pablo Reyes is going to be at the helm of that. I think obviously of the two moves that were announced yesterday, Kiké Hernandez being moved off of shortstop is definitely by far and away the biggest. Again, I love Kiké, but I think that's going to have the biggest impact on the defensive ability of this Red Sox team. I think moving Kiké off of shortstop and just simply getting a league average shortstop in there will do wonders for this Red Sox defense. As for the other move, again, I'm still not fully convinced as to how big of a difference we're going to see defensively for the Red Sox with Justin Turner more at first base. Again, though, I think this is more of a short-term fix than a long-term solution. My guess is that we're probably going to see Justin Turner over the next couple of weeks more at first base, and then Triston Casas will come back in and take that over after they've worked with him a little bit. One thing that Cora did mention with Triston Casas that I forgot to talk about in that segment is that they also want to tweak his routine a little bit. They feel as though he may be a little bit too in his head with his routine, and that may be affecting a bit of his gameplay. So overall, I think, yeah, yeah, these moves are going to affect this team defensively. I think shortstop, it's going to be a pretty wide margin in terms of its improvement. Again, first base, I'm not entirely sure what that actually is going to look like over the course of the next couple of weeks, and I pray to God it doesn't injure Justin Turner. That would really suck for this Red Sox team. So overall, I think pretty good defensive adjustments. Did it work last night? Of course it didn't, right? The Red Sox mojo is just completely gone. But let me know in the comment section down below, what did you think of these moves? What did you think of the Red Sox moving Justin Turner into a more of a first base everyday role? What did you think of Kiké Hernandez being moved off of shortstop? Let me know all your thoughts about the Red Sox latest defensive alignment adjustments in the comment section down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps these videos out a ton and would mean a lot to me. Don't forget, our watch party / therapy session will be tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time on this channel. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seats.